Okay, coming into your next hip flexor stretch. So this is a slightly different muscle that we're working. Still flexes the hip though. One of the technical hip flexors. So coming into one foot in front of the other, and you don't have to be at 90 degrees here. You can find a little bit more space. So we're going to be moving our hips completely square again. So imagine you've got headlights on your hips and they're facing straight forward. You're going to drop your hips forward and imagine you are sending this hip flexor down into the floor. Now you can support yourself here on this hand. This, if you are feeling it, is absolutely enough. If you are not feeling it just yet and you want a little bit more, you're going to support yourself on your knee. Again, if you're not feeling it and you want a little bit more, you're going to send the same arm as knee that is into the floor up towards the ceiling. You're going to reach away from that knee. Then we're going to get a lovely stretch all the way down through that hip flexor right into the hip joint here. Reaching up and away and then coming back. And then give it a little bit of a moment to release. And then if you have a really tight hip flexor, why not? Go for it again. The one thing I will say is a lot of people mistake tight hip flexors for weak hip flexors. So do both some hip flexor strengthening and hip flexor stretching because the two can coexist. You can have strong and flexible muscles. In fact, that's goals. That's what we all want. That's what we're all striving for. We want that mobility and we also want the strength as well. So do be aware that you're not overstretching your hip flexor because even if it feels painful, it could be that your muscle is sort of locked into that long position. So that is your second hip flexor stretch, but do be aware when you're doing it.